Hi, Dmitry. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Excellent. So now you had your session not long ago.
Yes,
How was your experience of quantum healing hypnosis session?
it was very good. It was something I wanted to do before, was on my bucket list. So to go through the experience, it's if you want to do it, I highly recommend it.
What was it like, your case?
In my case, you go to the office, you don't know what to expect exactly. And then you go through the questions. You want to go with the higher self, and then you go through the regression process. You are there, but you're not kind of physically there. You can hear it, but it is something that you need to experience for yourself to kind of to see it.
Mm. So when you lie down first time, and was your thinking going through, oh, what am I going to get it? Am I be able to get into trance, and that kind of thinking went through your mind?
I was trying to, I was listening. It's very relaxing, so you kind of fall asleep, but you're still there. The exercise you recommended about like blurring the words out that come to your mind,
Right.
it I can see how it helps because the higher self, it's not easy to communicate. So if you do the exercise, it would help with the regression, with getting good results.
Yeah, just blur it out, right? I mean, don't analyze it, then that's not it. You just whatever comes to your mind, just say it out loud.
Exactly.
Right. Because when you don't talk about it, I have no idea what's going on in your brain, right?
Yes.
You did very well, but your higher self is very like only one word and no elaboration.
Yeah, it went in like small parts, but I think I listened to the recording today in the morning, and I think I got more from it as well, because once you play it back, you can see the pieces go together, and you can get new insights which you don't really understand while you're in the hypnosis session. So if you are doing it, I would recommend to listen to it a day or two after, and you would learn new things the more times you listen to it.
Yeah, that is good. That's a true experience, isn't it? The more you
Yes.
listen, the more understanding, more healing's coming, isn't it?
Yes.
Excellent. So, any changes in your dream or something?
I slept well. Uh, it, they said the healings can take a number of weeks, so I think the benefits would be seen within that time. But I have slept well after the session.
Excellent. Any other thoughts that occurred to you that you never had that kind of thought?
I had a new insight about past lives, like the lives in Atlantis. It was interesting, and
Very.
yes, and the life in Egypt. So if for the listeners who are reading about Atlantis, about Egypt, I think it would be something that you want to try doing, to see kind of if you had the past life there, because the past life there can connect to your current life now, because the cycles do repeat, like the karmic patterns and the lesson the soul learns. So, and being like part of the experience is also very important. You can read about it in books, but if when you are going through it, it's a bit different.
Very different. That's why we are all here on this earth to experience them.
Exactly.
I mean, you can learn many thousands of things in a book, in spirit world, but when you experience only once here, then you totally get it, right?
Yes, like you can read about it, but when you actually go through it, you kind of you get a different feeling and different experience. And I think you may learn new things about yourself that you haven't known before, or that didn't like fit as well. So it would help you see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think lots of us actually lived in either Egypt or Atlantis, very connected to places, right? And then what would you learn from those two experiences? What came to you most from those lives? What came to you most, what was most important?
In terms of working with energy and the skills and abilities we use, like to use them in the right way in the same manner that we are advancing in science now, and how we can use science to benefit humanity rather to use it for personal gain and just to make more and more money. I mean, money is important, but you do want to kind of care about the environment, helping others in different ways. Like, we want to find a balance where we can benefit and the environment benefits. So that's, I think, an important lesson in Atlantis, that like scientific advancement in itself is not the goal, but using it maybe like for good reasons. And also sometimes we need to go within, like go to the heart, because the heart is where there is stillness, where there are no thoughts. Like in the brain is the seat of the ego, while the heart is pure. So we want to like live more and act more through the heart than through the brain.
Excellent. So you are quite well attuned to your heart. So what would you advise for people from your experience, how to connect with your heart better?
That's an interesting point. And I had a revelation since the session in regards to that specific topic. There is a meditation called Heartfulness Meditation, Heartfulness Institute. So I have had an insight to look into it further. So I am listening to their audiobook now on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that technique would be good in advancement. So it is about going into the heart, and I haven't learned about it in detail, but I think it would be very beneficial.
Excellent. See, your conscious mind talks so much freer and flowing, and your higher self was just one word, nothing, right? So yes. I like your conscious mind better than your higher self, because I can talk better, right?
Yes.
Because with your higher self, okay, and again, you know, like probably I have to ask maybe 10 times to get a sentence, huh?
Yes, not as easy to go through, like to get the information.
And now I can go through without any problem with you now.
Yes.
So in that respect, I prefer your conscious mind than your higher self.
You prefer my conscious mind.
Because it was very like so many, you know, what is like one word. Okay, so now what does that mean? One word. Okay, so what about that? One word.
Very analytical. I listened to the regression in the morning, and like it was trying to analyze the information, and it took time to get through it, like to get the parts we wanted for the questions I had.
Yeah, it was like going up into the high, deep mountain cave, and you go to see enlightened gurus there sitting, and then ordinary mortal like me going there. Okay, now Guruji, you know all about it. Can you tell me what I have to do? And then the guru will say, meditate. One word. Sit, yes. Nothing. And how do I do it? Go within.
But yeah, what I mean, some of the answers are fairly deep. Like if you go through the words themselves, that they are deep. Mm-hmm. But I mean, sometimes you can talk a lot about something, but sometimes you can use simple words to describe, to give like the meaning.
Yeah, so that's why, like, because when we live in this kind of world, we have a lot of explanations for one word, right? And then yes. When going up into the cave, the person who's been meditating for entire life, and asking questions, and then the answer is just like that. Just one word, silence.
Yes, very simple but profound.
So that takes a lot of training to understand what that simple, condensed, what they call it, succinct word.
Succinct, yeah.
Yeah, it takes like maybe several pages of explanations, right? What that vocabulary means. And that's what like your yourself, it's very succinct.
Yes, like Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, where there are, I mean, the text is fairly short, but there is a lot of explanations on it, interpretations. So something like that.
Yeah, so you can basically meditate for one answer, one word, and sit down, meditate for months and months, and then probably, oh, now I understand, right?
Yes,
And
different
then
ways to interpret it.
What is that?
A different interpretation.
What do you mean?
Like different people can see different meanings in it.
Absolutely, yeah, because whatever we are, we see and get the meaning from where we are, right? Yes. So one word means so many different ways. To millions of people have different explanations.
Exactly, yes.
That was very interesting. And what else did you find? Something stands to your mind.
In terms of, I did see a lot of karmic connections between different lives. So something happened in one life and how it carries over. And I mean, the pattern carries over until it is resolved. And the interesting part of the healing, it does include like the part where you focus on the area and ask the higher self to do the actual physical healing. And I felt light going into those areas and doing the healing. So if you go through it, you would sense it. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah, you feel the energy going through there, right?
Yes, the light energy like from above your body going into those areas and doing the healing.
Your case, what was the sensation?
My sensation was like light energy being infused into I was using my hands as well to point to those areas, and the energy was going through those, like through my hands. If you put it on the head or the shoulders, the energy went into those body parts, and I felt like it infused and healing happening at that time.
Because a lot of people feel tinglings and heat and vibrations, and sometimes sort of a kind of pain. It's a healing pain. Yeah, so everybody's different, huh?
I sense a bit of tingling as well, and I was sensing some heat too in the beginning. So those were some of the symptoms as well. So I mean, when the healing is done, I think you would sense it.
I mean, after so many groundings, how did you feel?
I know my body was very higher self trying to ground, because I think it's like about the balance of you want to be spiritual, but you also want the physical component because we are still on Earth.
Right.
So we need to remain like grounded to the Earth. So it's the balance of the higher, the low, like the root chakra, the crown chakra. You need to get all the chakras to work. You cannot have just the crown chakra, the third eye. You need the lower chakras too. You need them to work in balance together.
I was hoping you are flying after that grounding. so much of grounding, right? I mean, even if I asked them to notch down, come down a little bit, just momentarily, and then going again, right? So your higher self is just observing 1 second and then going on.
I think I may have like been more like aware of the higher self from before, because I do work with Kundalini energy and activating chakras, so it may have been like somewhat active from before, so it was fast. You were able to communicate faster. Like this started.
Yeah. Oh wow. You know, it's like yeah, very active healing. Huh?
Yes.
Mm. So after that, I was just wondering after that you left, and I'm thinking, now after all that many groundings, I wonder what he would feel like. You know, like you put the feet down and then down to the roots, down to the earth, you know, totally ground to the earth and all the way down, because so many grounding was done. I was imagining myself, my roots are really spreading down to the earth core, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like a bit lightheaded in the beginning, but then you kind of get more grounded while you start walking, you get back to your regular day. There is a grounding mat I use each day as well for grounding. So I think the higher self was saying like also to be grounded each day, like grounded to the earth. Like maintaining the spiritual learnings, because I do like to read about spirituality, about Atlantis, Egypt, past lives, Kundalini, but also to remain grounded to like the life we live now. So that was like the message, to be grounded.
Yeah, exactly, because we live in this earth, so we can't deny, you know, making a living, pay the bills, looking after our body, right?
Like you need to maintain the physical body as well. It's all part of like the system, like the root chakra, the physical part. It needs to be maintained well, and the mind needs to be maintained, and your spiritual side. So I think it's about balance between the different areas of life.
Mm-hmm. So having had your sessions now, what is your feelings? What is the QHHT is like? Prior to that, what was your opinion about it? And after session you have done, what is opinion about that?
Good question. Before the session, the first time I heard of it was from reading the Dolores Cannon books. I'm sure a lot of the people who listening to this are familiar with her work. So through the books, you kind of get the intellectual side, how her part, like how the regression work. I thought it's gonna be somewhat similar to hypnosis, but this went deeper than I expected. Like you go very deep, and I think once you do it yourself, like you get the experience part of reading the book, because reading about it is great, but having the actual experience, I think you get even more from the material. So if you like her books, I would highly recommend to try it in person.
So it is worth it, huh?
It is. It was very professional and very well organized. And I think once you listen to the recording, like being able to hear it as well, to have yourself participating in it, gives you another perspective. Like the first time you are the experiencer, but the second time you kind of like the listener. So you are like a participant in the story as well, and you can also interpret it from the side. So it's kind of give you different perspective.
Yeah, and the second time around when you listen it, lots of revelation came to you, huh?
Yes, like it gives you an idea of what it takes to guide it through the session. Like I know it wasn't easy, like to communicate with the higher self, and like it gives you an appreciation for the process. So I think it was, I enjoyed it. Like I think it was great experience to see what it is. And it's also good for inner learning, like to learn more about the self, because I think it's a very important part. Like we're on earth in this life, we want to know more about why we're here, why it matters, how it connects to the goals we want to achieve. And if there is something that can help, why not try it and see what it can do.
Exactly. And what's your opinion about having more than one session?
I mean, I think it can help. What do you mean exactly?
Oh, you had a session once, right?
Mhm.
And then some people are asking, what would be beneficial to have more sessions?
I think you can go deeper, like once the first part of the first session is fully integrated, because I do think it's gonna takes time to integrate. Second sessions, you can go through questions that you didn't have before, because you get the pieces of the puzzle are like starting to come together, but you may have additional questions you have. So second session, you may go through those questions, and then you have an even bigger picture. Plus, I think it might help the healings too, like to go like a second time. It may like even make the healings even more permanent than before.
Mm-hmm. And then more connection to the source.
Yes, you would be able to feel it, because this way allows you to communicate with your source, your higher self, your spirit guide, you can call it as well. And it gives you a way to know your own self, like what inside you. So I think that would be helpful as well.
Yeah, and my experience has been similar because the more people are under, I mean, in the trance, they understand, as you know already, the first time is kind of first time you integrate what it's like. I have never done it, and you kind of have a little bit of apprehension, you know, and then some people are saying, oh, am I going to be doing good? Like some people have a performance anxiety, like, am I going to be doing okay? That kind of thing. But once you're going through it, it's like a nothing, very easy. Simply relax, keep talking, because I'm guiding you through. So just follow my voice and keep talking. That's so easy. Did you not find that it's so easy?
Yes, I think that's another benefit that can be from doing it a second time, that you are more relaxed and you're familiar with the process. So you can go maybe even deeper into the regression. Maybe you would have additional questions you want to go through. So you would have more revelation and might be even more meaningful the second time going.
Yeah, totally agree with that. So what would you like to suggest people who have, some people are saying, oh, I have tried the visualization, but I am not doing visualization at all. So I don't think I am going to be successful in hypnosis. What would you find in your case?
I find in terms of communication, that would be in terms of communication with the higher self. If you can do like simple meditation exercise, that would help for improved results, like basic meditation to quiet the mind. The exercise you give is also very good, like to blur the words out. And if there are thoughts coming into your head, so usually it is from so that would be a beneficial way to practice as well, like blur the things that come into your head. Also, maybe trying visualization in terms of visualization, like saying to yourself, I can visualize, because sometimes when you like do the affirmation, it helps with the actual performance.
Yeah, because the visualization doesn't mean that you have to see the real thing like a picture or TV things, right? You just imagine, and then it's a hazy look, that's fine. But some people really want to draw. Huh? It's like a painting. It's not like that, because we close our eyes and visualizing, it's just in your mind.
Yeah, it's like people if you can dream at night, I think you can visualize, because it's the same
Exactly.
concept.
Very well said. Yes, exactly. So everybody dreams, maybe not every night, but we all dream. So that means we all can visualize. And then it's just concept, the word concept. People got hung on with that. That's my thinking.
I think almost anyone can be hypnotized fairly well. Visualization can help, but I mean, if you sleep at night and have a dream once in a while, I think you would be able to do the hypnosis.
Absolutely, it's natural stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's natural and easy. Just don't think too much. Just go with the flow.
Like deactivate the mind.
Yeah, right. That's a good. So you are very scientifically oriented. So the vocabulary comes that way, like activation, you know,
Yes.
just like that, right? Then like if I am sitting there, like, what do you mean activation? Here we go again, right?
Yeah, deactivate the ego, because the ego, it's like the filter. That's why you cannot access like the deeper parts, because the ego wants control. Like it keeps you in the head, but once you kind of close it, you can go deeper into the subconscious, like the higher self. You can go into the heart, but you need to be able to go past the ego, past the mind.
Beautiful. Thanks for that explanation. So people are watching, they mean what that is from your perspective, right?
Yes.
That's beautiful. And anything else would you like to add?
I think if anyone wants to try doing it again, I would highly recommend it to have the experience of going through it. Do the exercise suggested, because it would help with the results. And I think the questions you would be able to see if you have past lives and the different civilizations like Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, which is very interesting. Like it places you on the map, kind of in your own lives before. You may find things about yourself that you didn't know, which I did. It was very revealing. Like I can see the links now, even in more detail. So I think it was a good investment, good like thing. If it's on your bucket list, do it. You would remember it, and it has a healing component too, which I think is beneficial. And you learn new things. You are here on Earth to learn. So I think if you go through the session, it would improve the quality of your experience on Earth.
Wow, very well explained. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, if you want to trying new things is, I think, important. And this is something that definitely is a good investment, and go for it.
Okay, I thank you very much, Dmitry. And until I see you next time, and you take care.
Yes, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.